16 of the fantasy basketball season, and here's a few guards I look to sell and trade this week. The first guy, Gary Trent Jr. of the Toronto Raptors. So Gary Trent, he's been on some run over the last few weeks. On the season for him, 18.2 points a game, 2.8 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals a game, 3.2 threes a game, and 42% from the field. But the last few weeks here, he's been on game breakers, Gary Trent, 26.7 points a game, 2.4 rebounds, 1.3 assists, 1.6 steals a game, 5.4 threes, and 45% from the field. So he's on a tear, no doubt about it. And he's catching fire from three-point range. And right now, Gary Trent, 5 games in a row, scoring 30 or more points. And right now, he's a perfect sell-high candidate because I don't think his value is going to get any higher than it is right now for fantasy owners, especially with the 30-plus in 5 games in a row. January 29th in Miami, 33 points, 5 rebounds, an assist, a whopping 5 steals, 5 threes, 46% from the field. January 31st at Atlanta, 31 points, 6 rebounds, an assist, a steal, a whopping 9 threes, 45% from the field. And February 1st versus the Heat again, 33 points, 2 rebounds, an assist, a steal, 6 threes, 55% from the field. So right now, obviously, he's shooting that 3 ball at an all-time great level in his NBA career. And even the steals as well, he's putting up some big numbers in that category. But right now, it's not sustainable, in my opinion, for Trent. And right now, while he's on a great run, it's a perfect time to sell him high and get something good for him. Because I think you could get a superstar who's struggling in a deal for Gary Trent in a 1-for-1 deal or even a 2-for-1. You throw in someone small in the deal with Trent to get a top name, especially on the tear he's been. So right now, he's a perfect sell high candidate. No doubt about it is Trent, even though he's a good player. But right now, we're putting up all these points and big lines. I definitely would sell him high this week. The second guy, Kyrie Irving of the Brooklyn Nets. Kyrie Irving, we know he only plays road games still here for this net team. On the season, though, in those road games, 23.6 points a game, 5 rebounds, 4.7 assists, 1.2 steals, 2.3 threes a game, and 48% from the field. But the last couple weeks here, 25.2 a game, 4.8 rebounds, 4 assists, 1.2 steals, 2.8 threes, and 46% from the field. So Irving right now, this net team, they got 2 more road games coming up to finish their 5-game trip. And then after that, they got a decent homestand coming up as this net team. So right now, the last 3 games they've been on the road, it's been pretty solid numbers, no doubt about it for Irving. But it's hard to own a guy who's a part-time player, especially coming towards the end of the season. It's about the same in home and road games. So the last few games for Irving, January 29th at the Warriors, 32 points, 7 rebounds, 7 assists, 3 steals, 3 threes, 42% from the field. February 1st at Phoenix, 26 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, a steal, 3 threes, 50% from the field. And February 2nd at Sacramento, 14 points, 3 rebounds, an assist, a steal, 2 blocks, 2 threes, and 33% from the field. I could see the Nets trying to push to reverse this because this net team has struggled mightily right now, losing 6 in a row. Obviously, Kevin Durant's injury hasn't helped, and obviously Irving only playing in road games isn't that big of a hope either. So right now, this net team might push to get a reverse. But as of now, as a fantasy owner coming down into crunch time a few weeks before the fantasy playoffs, I would try to sell off Irving and see if I could get anything of decency because right now, he's a part-time player. And like I mentioned, next week he's not going to really be usable after this long road trip is done for the Nets. If I could put Irving on the trade block and obviously get a guy who's going to play more and put up similar numbers but play every game just about, this is the time to do it. And I would sell Irving this week. And the third and final guard I look to sell this week's Russell Westbrook of the Los Angeles Lakers. So the NBA trade deadline is a week away here next Thursday. And Westbrook, he's been in a lot of rumors and scenarios where he might get traded once again here this season. And this season hasn't been a good year for him with this Laker team. I know the numbers are still pretty decent, but in terms of winning ball games and efficiency, it hasn't been that good. On the year, 18.7 points a game, 7.9 rebounds, 7.8 assists, 1.1 steals, 1.1 threes a game, and 44% from the field. But the last couple weeks here with LeBron James out of action, his actually field goal percentage has gone up to 50% with 20 points a game, 7.3 rebounds, 7.6 assists, a steal, 1.1 threes, and 50% from the field. So obviously, once LeBron gets back into the lineup here, Westbrook's numbers are going to go down and efficiency is going to go down. And Anthony Davis is back as well over the last few games. So the last few games here for Westbrook: January 28th at Charlotte, 35 points, 4 rebounds, 5 assists, 3 threes, 52% from the field. January 30th at Atlanta, 20 points, 7 rebounds, 12 assists, a steal, 2 threes, 53% from the field. And then February 2nd versus Portland, 9 points, 10 rebounds, 13 assists, a steal, a 3, 25% from the field. So right now, with James's return probably in a week or two here, this is a perfect time to sell Westbrook high, because once LeBron James comes back here, these numbers are going to go down. And his numbers still aren't even that eye-popping with LeBron out of the lineup over the last few games. So right here, he's a classic sell high candidate. And the only way his value is going to go back to where it was over the last few seasons, pretty much averaging a triple-double if he gets traded away to the Lakers, to a team who needs a ball-dominant guard. So right here, I would sell Westbrook off with LeBron out of action, but coming back sooner than later. So that's a few guards I look to sell here for Week 16 of the fantasy basketball season.